So we're going to talk about modulus right now and its function in Java and how to use it. To use modulus though, or to know what modulus is, you have to know what division is. So in division, when you divide a number by another number, you're given a number, and a lot of times now we go through division straight through. But when we were younger, you would have remainders because you didn't know how to do decimals yet. In this particular case, we have the number 5 and the number 10, and we're going to take 10 and divide it by 5. And I have it all set up here for us to already do, so when I compile it and I run it, I'm given 10 divided by 5 equals 2. We don't have a remainder right now because there is no decimal, and Java currently wouldn't give us a decimal because we're using ints. So if I were to change this 10 to an 11, the answer would be 2.2, but we'll still be given 2 right now because it's an int. 11 divided by 5 is 2. There is information that we're missing because 5 goes into 11 two times evenly, and then you have a remainder of 1 that then when you divide again by 5 gives you that 2. So just to prove that point, we're going to change this to double. So 11 divided by 5 gives you 2.2. So this 0.2 is actually not the remainder. It's how much you need of 5 to go into 11. A remainder is when you find out how much 5 goes into 11 without any decimals and what's left over. So 5 goes into 11 two times with a remainder of 1. Modulus is finding that remainder. So if I were to change my program, I'm looking for the remainder of the division problem. So 11 modulus by 5 equals 1. 1 is the remainder, which is this number right here. So if I change this to 13, because this is an easy example, 5 goes into 13 still two times with a remainder of 3. So let's do that just to make the point show. So 5 goes into 13 twice, and there is a remainder of 3. If we divided, this would end up being 3.6 because 5 goes into 13 3.6 times. But we're not looking for the division answer. We're looking for what's the remainder after you've reached the end of the whole numbers. So just to prove a point, making this a bigger number, if we take this as 15 and we take this as 898 and compile it. Now I actually don't know how many times 15 goes into 898, but I do know this will give me the remainder because of the way I have it set up, and the remainder is 13. So 15 goes in enough times to 898 that 13 whole numbers are left over at the end of that. So people are wondering why you would use modulus. Sometimes you're going to use modulus to find out if a number is even or odd, because if you are given a number by a user and you take that number and modulus it by 2, if there's a remainder, it's not an even number. And that'll give you an opportunity to find out different things you can do with even and odd numbers. There's other things that are more complicated, like isotope half-lives, which we won't get into in this class, but there are bigger things to use modulus for. You will be using modulus later on in other units, so do pay attention to this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know.